Hello, hello, hello. My name is Steve Jaguar. This is another BeerNative beer review. This is the first one of 2022. Happy New Year to you and everybody who is near you and around you. And I hope you're all staying safe in this wild and wacky Omicron craziness. But everyone but me at the moment seems to have it. So, except everyone seems fine. But anyway, it's January. Last year I did a whole bunch of alcohol-free beers for the kind of dry January crowd, of which I am sort of one, and I'm going to do it again. Why? Because dry January has, I don't know, something about it has meant almost all breweries have some kind of clever offering, and there's so much more to be had this year than there was last year. So last year, Big Drop was without question my favorite alcohol-free dedicated brewery. I have one more from them this year that I didn't do last year, but I have so much more. And this one is from First Chop. So let's get to it. All right. If you're new to the channel, this is the contact details if you didn't already know them. I have an Instagram channel that I generally try and post photos of beers I do not review. Sometimes the ones I review that are just freaking awesome, I do, right? I have a website at BeerNative.tv. You can find me on Untappd if you just want to friend me. And I like that because then when you do good beers, I can see that they're good. That happened recently. Sam Drinks Beer did a beer and I went and got it because I think he gave it a 5 out of 5 and it was phenomenal. I did a review of it. Check it out. Did it just recently. I think the last beer that I did in 2021 may have been the best beer I had in 2021. So go check that out. I'll put a link just up here. There we go. Okay, let's kill that. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you just stumbled upon this, then yeah, that. Okay, that's gone now. Great. First Chop is here. Let's check it out. First Chop have super consistent branding. Like this is, if they really wanted to make their non-alcoholic IPA look boring, they did. They chose white. They are more creative than that. They color code everything, which is pretty cool. We can spin it around and get a little more detail on it. Certified vegan, if that matters to you. And I think they're very generally economically priced. I see a lot of First Chop on online shops like Flavourly. They tend to have First Chop in their kind of super crazy discount packs. And so if that's the sort of thing you want to try a whole bunch of First Chops, I totally recommend doing that, I didn't buy it there. I have a feeling I got it in a supermarket or I bought it online. A problem might have been Flavourly. Who knows? You can't seem to buy it from them. We'll take a look at that a little later if we can buy it from them. If we can, then we'll get a feel for how much it costs. But it wasn't that much. It was like, I think I got it for potentially I got it for £1, which is pretty good, right? Yeah, if you go to their shop. All right, anyway, let us go and try it out. I have a feeling there might be a really deep connection between First Chop and Flavourly. Maybe they're connected. Well, we'll explore that in a moment. Oh, don't splash it all over me yourself. The First Chop beers I had that were boozy, they were kind of good, like just good. It was like somebody somewhere was trying to make. Oh, I'll talk about this in a moment, but standards was trying to create standards. So that's sounds unadventurous, but in a way sounds risky, Looks very pale. But it does look like an IPA, right? If we're trying to fool someone into drinking an IPA and said, "Here you go, buddy," they'd probably go, "Yeah, it looks the part." It's not hazy at all. It's pretty clear. It's a little foggy on the glass, but trust me, it's very, very non-opaque. I did smell it though. Pouring it, it's not dead to the nose. It does have a pretty nice nose. Let's have a little go, okay? Ooh. Very citrusy. Again, I would never know this was a 0.5% IPA. Does it give ingredients? That would be sweet if it did that. We'll check it out online and see if it gives us a feel for the hops. It tastes like it's kind of straight up Citra Simcoe kind of deal. All right. Cheers. Let's try it out. I am immediately impressed by the amount of hops and the amount of bitter. Like not the floral. The floral on the nose is great, but it's convincing as a table beer for sure. Wow, I am impressed. This is good. At the beginning of last year, I was doing some beers. I did some of the ones that were kind of hot in the advertising. Generally pretty disappointed. It does have, it's a little yeasty, a little lagery maybe as well, but it definitely has, so I'm calling citra on this, or it's like centennial. It's something, it's one of the C words. But it's a really hard piney bitter, and I got it right away. Like it was good. What's great is I'm not getting any kind of citra or like anything stone fruity or anything like that. Nothing on the palate, but I'm getting a nice lemony kind of citrusy thing that the nose kind of makes up for it. So it feels like they went for a hard kind of piney bitter when and then maybe they dry hopped it with something that, just to cover the nose, because there was nothing that was going to follow through on the taste. But one more shot and then hello, welcome. I would buy more of those. All right, so straight out of the box, I think I am going to give that a pretty good score for an alcohol-free beer. I might even give that an 8. I'm curious to see what I gave some of the good ones last year, but it's definitely, even if someone told me it wasn't alcohol-free, I would think it was like a 4 or 3. Like I would think it was like a session, maybe a little lower. I would not even believe it was alcohol-free. That's very good. Well done, First Chop. This is First Chop. Here we go. So you can see what I meant by the Hoppy Blonde. I believe that's a Hoppy Blonde. Citrus, yeah. The black IPAs in a black can. All of this is cool, right? Very trendy. You could tell at a glance. If you got a favorite, you can keep buying it. There's their session. And then the First Chop, the only color they hadn't done was white, but I was like, a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't too sure that was a great color for choice, but I guess it makes sense. Very consistent. First Chop is a product of, if you want to know, this dude here, Restaurateur Rick. They're apparently, I haven't been there, is a restaurant/bar of the same name in North Manchester. They come from Salford. And Salford, is that where, initially in Salford, there it is. And so they're churning this stuff out. Okay, well, if there's one thing I've gathered from this at a glance, they really want to let you know that this sprung from humble beginnings. No, seriously, born. They want you, they're humble. Hey, these are humble beginnings. Now making a lot of beer all the time. There you go. Out of Salford. That's pretty cool. I was at the Manchester Beer Festival. I spent a day in Manchester. It didn't even occur to me to seek them out as something local. That's too bad. I even have friends in Salford. Yeah, I have real friends. Like friends like that aren't beer, that aren't robots. So there you go. Real ones, believe it or not. All you have to do is keep on drinking beer. Anyway, I clicked on shop and I mentioned Flavorly. It took me straight to Flavorly. First Chop Brewing Arm. I don't know. They must be connected. Flavorly's kind of like, people crack it, like give it a hard, because it's always selling discount stuff. 24 case of beer for $39.90. Like they must be connected. They must be connected. There you go. 61 for 40. So £1.50. I think I got it in a mixed case for £1.50. So if I really like it actually, just to kind of get me through a month of like less than normal alcohol beers. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. And I like it. And I know I like it in advance. So there we go. That is not at all terrible, So there we go. That's my first alcohol-free beer. I'll put a more advanced rating encoded into my Untappd review, but it's going to get a nice review. I'll knock it down probably a little bit below 4 because I think the can's really boring. And I would like to see more beers where they look at what the boozy beers are doing and the way they market them and the way they're being creative and the way they're actually getting artists to do the art. I'd love to see somebody latch onto that. That would be fantastic. But I just almost never see that. I think I've got some in the fridge that are kind of going to come close, but you have to watch the next one to find out. This is the end of this one. Go buy some First Chop that looks cheap. And if you just want to get a whole whack of it to get you through the month, that sounds like it would do the job. Totally recommend it. That is the end of this one. This has been a BeerNative beer review. First chops, yes. Anytime IPA 0.5%, it is good. Go grab some. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to sign off. My name is Steve Jaguar. See you next time.